Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach about communication, parenting, attachment, relationships all over the world through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about increasing respect in groups and relationships. So what is respect? We're going to be talking about that. We need to have a full understanding of what respect really means, and then how to apply the principle of respect to groups and relationships, how to solve problems in a respectful way as well. So what is respect? The word respect actually means to revere another person, to reverence another person, to regard another person. So the opposite of respect, which is disrespect, actually means to disregard another person. I think a lot of people don't recognize that when they are disregarding someone, when they are ignoring a person, when they are not talking to someone, not even acknowledging that they're in a room or a space with them, that's actually a sign of disregard or disrespect. Also, if you talk bad about another person, if you tell someone something, maybe you say something bad about someone to another person, you are not honoring their name, which means you are not reverencing them. You're not treating them in a place of value. So this would also be a sign of disrespect, even if that person never finds out a thing that you say. So there are many ways that we disrespect people. Have you thought that disrespecting people even happens within your own head? You don't have to tell anybody anything, but if you have a thought in your head that devalues another person, that disrespects them, and then when they communicate with you, they can feel it even though you never told one soul that you disrespected them, because that's actually true. If you want to be successful in groups and in relationships, you've got to make sure that you are respecting people as often as possible, even if that means keeping the thoughts about the person that are only for you respectful inside your own mind. So what does a feeling of respect do to a group? It actually pulls the group together. It unifies. This is why when someone is not having a good relationship with someone, they immediately say, they don't respect me. That's the first thing that they bring up, is this lack of respect that a person has when something doesn't feel right in the relationship. If there's a disconnect, then there's obviously a disrespect. And it's true. If you want to have connection in your relationship, then you need to have a feeling of respect as well. Even if people are different, even if people don't enjoy the same activities that you do, or they have different beliefs than you can still honor them in your mind, and they can feel that. And that can make a difference in your relationships. If you want a group to succeed, maybe it's a school group, maybe it's a church group or a neighborhood group, a book group, any type of group, maybe a sporting team that you're on, if you want them to succeed, everyone on the team needs to be thinking the best of each other. As soon as one person chooses to think an unkind or disrespectful thought about a member of that team or group, then the friction begins. And suddenly, more and more relationships will have problems. There will be a ripple effect just because one person started to entertain disrespectful feelings about a person in that group. Now, what's your most important group? For most people, it's their family group. Think what happens in a family when one person comes home for the day and they're frustrated, angry, or have a bad attitude. You know what happens to everyone in the group? There's this domino effect, this ripple effect of everyone starts to get more and more and more grumpy because one person started grumpy. That's how our interactions relate with each other on that respect level. One person treats other people with disrespect by being selfish, and then everyone gets selfish and disrespectful too. So if you want to watch out for your relationships, try to push away those selfish thoughts. Instead, think charitable thoughts, understanding thoughts, kind thoughts. Those are going to be things that give people the benefit of the doubt, that care about where someone else is coming from, and ultimately increase respect. I'm sure you've noticed what feels unified in your relationships and what doesn't. With friend groups, maybe you might want to analyze that. When do you know you're being respected, and when are you pretty sure you're getting talked bad about behind your back? You can feel it, right? Even if you haven't heard any evidence of that. Well, be sure to mark that feeling, because everyone can feel that on the other side of the relationship if you happen to go down that road too. So take some time and analyze what those things feel like so that you can make sure to be invested in not being part of the problem. So how about you put in the comments what it feels like to you to be respected, and what it feels like to be disrespected. This could maybe help other people who are trying to identify that feeling for themselves. So how do we increase respect? Did you know that increasing respect is simpler than you might imagine? To increase respect, one simple, easy thing that you can do is just look at a person. Look at them in the eyes. Look at them in the face. Listen to what they're saying. That would be a second thing. So maintain eye contact. This is definitely going to help with parents and teachers, but it helps with friends too. And then listen to what they're having to say to you. Really pay attention, care. Don't think about what you want to say next. Think about what they are telling you. Focus on it. Value the person, even if they're sharing something with you that you maybe don't agree with. Value the fact that they are telling it to you. If you think valuing thoughts about a person, they will feel that respect from you. You can only increase the respect in a relationship on your side. You cannot make another person respect you. I know that we wish we could make other people respect us. That would be nice and easy, right? But of course, all lasting change, especially heart change, has to start within our own hearts first. So looking at the person, listening to what they have to say, and then maybe repeating back to them what you understand. Also, another thing that you can do is when you do disagree with a person, make sure that you understand their point of view before sharing your point of view. There's actually a skill set for this called disagreeing appropriately. When a person disagrees appropriately, they look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say that they understand the other person's point of view, share their point of view, listen to what they have to say okay, and then drop the subject. Wait a second, there's some key respect items in there. Look at the person was number one. Keeping a calm face, voice, and body. Did you know that that's respectful? When you choose to be calm when you're talking to somebody else, that gives them this feeling of you trust them, to care about you, even if you happen to disagree. Then, number three, saying that you understand their point of view, that's super respectful. It takes time. You have to come out of your own thoughts and perceive what you think their thoughts are in order to do it as well. And then what about the next step? Sharing your point of view. Make sure that you do it in a way that's civil and calm. But sharing your point of view should not feel so bad if you've already expressed that you understand their point of view. Then listen to what they have to say. Here we are, back to the listen again. And whether you convince them or not, say okay and drop the subject. You can be okay with the fact that you can't control everyone else. Now, if you're running a race and somebody is getting ahead of you, you don't just say, okay, I guess I'll lose. You say, okay, that's happening. I'm not going to worry about it, but I'm going to keep going. Sometimes that's how we say okay in the no answers of life. But then what about that last step, dropping the subject? Ooh, that's a hard one. How do we not talk bad about the person when it bugged us and we were frustrated? How do we just let it go? We can do that, you know. We can just say, I need to drop the subject. This isn't good for me. If we tell ourselves to do that, if we tell ourselves truths like, this person is more important than winning this argument, then hopefully we can let it go for good. If you can drop the subject and value the people, even if you don't agree on every single thing, you will have respect in your relationship. If another person doesn't respect you, set the example for them by respecting them. Use the disagree appropriately skill, look in their eyes, really care, really listen. And you know what will happen? The boomerang effect. They will start to duplicate some of the things that they are seeing come from you, the things that feel good. You can change the relationship. You can bring respect back into the relationship on your side, and then everything changes for the better. There are so many more skills that I wish that I could teach you related to respect, but we're just out of time here. The good news for you is there's a whole other video called Communication Hacks for Teens, Parents, and Teachers. I recommend watching that video next. I'll see you there.